beautiful souls. I'm going to be doing a crystal ball and tarot reading for you guys today on Canada for the momentum and the energies for 2025. I've had this request by a couple people now, so we're going to dive right in today and see what messages are coming out and what we have for Canada for 2025. Now, if you guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you guys are interested in a personal session, check out my website, readingswithbreanne.com. Let's dive into the topic for today. Now, let's do a tarot pull. I always like to, usually I do this prior to even looking into the crystal ball, but let's see what we have. Look at the core energy of Canada for 2025. What challenges will we face? What opportunities will emerge? What hidden influences are there? Let's see. And final momentum and guidance for Canada. What do we have, Spirit, for Canada when it comes to 2025? All right, and I'm gonna pull an oracle and we will go over this energy. What do we have? Okay, Treasure Island. Look at that turtle emerging from the seas here. All right. So if we look at the main energy or the core energy of what's happening with Canada for 2025, the Knight of Pentacles is coming up over the core energy of it. And to me, this is showing a sense of, it's slow and steady, you guys. Okay, so it's slowly and steadily rebuilding its structures here. There is a sense of Canada restructuring, but it's at a very careful, kind of deliberate pace here. So there is more of a focus on, let's say, the sustainability of the economy, because we have that Pentacles energy there, and long-term foundations. Okay, but again, this energy, core of Canada 2025, is not fast. This is slow moving, slow and steady. And look at that, we have the turtle. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't they say that about the turtles? Interesting. So again, this is kind of avoiding major, let's say, national decisions, and really kind of, it is going to be there's some long-term planning at key here. So let's keep going here. The overall energy too, if we look at major shifts that are going to happen with Canada for 2025, we have the 5 of Cups that is in reverse here. So this is releasing, disappointment. This is kind of coming out of the cold, where again, there's been a lot of political, economical, social wounds, and it's been a tough go, you guys. So there is a sense of the people realizing what's no longer working anymore. Okay, so there is a sense of emotional healing happening on a national level. So I do think that there will be a big transformation. Some people are going to really stop focusing and dwelling on lost, let's say, so-called opportunities, and they're going to start to focus on what can be rebuilt. So that is really positive and beautiful. So what opportunities are coming for Canada in 2025? We have the Page of Cups here, so this is really nice. I keep seeing the water energy, so I'm curious to see what's coming out of the crystal ball. But again, with that Page of Cups energy, there is a sense of new voices being heard here. This is fresh leadership, and I know I've had some questions about, Justin Trudeau is on his way out. We've been saying that for so long, and again, I think there was a question about asking about other politicians that may be coming up front and center, so we'll probably pull some tarot spreads on that as well. and see what the energy is on that. But again, this is opportunities, and I feel like community-based initiatives are really going to rise for Canada in 2025, which is lovely. So again, and the page is also the younger generation. So it feels like there will be maybe younger generations or community-based individuals that really make a difference. They let their voice be heard and they become leaders, right? It's really beautiful. There's a beautiful shift here. So again, we've got the Emperor in the placement of how will the people, let's say, be affected on a collective level with what's going on with Canada. And this is a strong authority, a strong structure. We got the Emperor energy. So this is people are feeling the weight of the rules and the restrictions that are put into play. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's more restrictions happening in 2025 where it's like power struggles are, there's infrastructures that are trying to be enforced because these certain leaders, corrupt individuals, are losing. So all they have left is to try to create as much chaos and put as much fear into people as possible. So I do see this as being the people being, maybe quite weighted down for 2025 with a lot of the things that are coming out and potential restrictions here. What hidden influences do we have for Canada? Ooh, 5 of Swords, you guys. This is conflict, manipulation from all these higher level authorities that are trying to, again, bring you guys down, bring us down. They're trying to lower the vibration and put people into fear. So this is power struggles behind the scene if there ever was one. This is tensions. This is internal, external influences, conflicts happening here. This could be even Canada kind of forced to pick sides. There's been like global issues here. So I feel like I want to say, you guys, sure you've heard me say this, use your discernment. Be cautious of the deception and the deceptive narratives, I guess I can say here, okay? Because there's definitely going to be a lot of stuff being pushed out through the media and through the public here that is just a false narrative is what it looks like, okay? So let's look at the Two of Wands for a moment here. Final messages with the path moving forward for Canada. This is planning to make the future so much more sustainable. This is a crossroads and Canada stepping into an expansion. So I do think that yes, we are headed towards this beautiful expansion and planting those seeds for a whole new foundation, but it's not going to go without some, it's a slow, like I'm just feeling like it's a slug. It's like a slow process. It's that turtle. It's going to take a while to get there because it's restructuring everything. And I know there's been lots of talks about Trump trying to push to make Canada the 51st state as well. So we'll ask the tarot on that and see, or we'll see if what's coming out of the crystal ball, because I'm curious about that. I pulled on that question before, and I did get that this was very much a thing that is actually trying to be put together from Trump's side. So it wasn't just a joke that he made. This is something he's absolutely trying to make happen. So we'll see what's the energy and momentum of that actually happening. So with that being said, I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to see what I can see in the crystal ball, and we'll go from there. All right, so is Canada going to become the 51st state? There's a little bit, okay. What I'm seeing though is I do see a lot of people coming together. I see a lot of people from Canada, a lot of people from the US, and I feel like there's communities coming together here. But I still see Canada having their own structures from what it looks like. Let's pull the tarot here and see what's the energy of Canada becoming the 51st state. What does the, let's say, probable timeline look like of Canada actually becoming the 51st state? Interesting. All right. So, oops. Now it looks like with the Page of Cups, there is a sense of the people of, especially Canada, looking for, kind of looking for new possibilities, but there's a sense of like, how do we even achieve them? How do we go about this? So I do feel like there are going to be a lot of people coming together. It feels like when it comes to Canada and the US, it does look like a connection. Like interesting here because we have the Two of Wands, we have the Knight of Swords as the outcome as well. It's like fast movement. So it wouldn't surprise me if there is an easier way to, let's say, go to and from, you know, from traveling between Canada and the US, because there seems like to be a lot here, like a reevaluation. There's a lot going on behind the scenes as well. But when we look at Canada actually becoming the 51st state of USA, we have the 10 of Wands in the situation, and the fact that the 3 of Wands here is reversed with aspecting this outcome shows me no. It shows there's a reevaluation, and I do see people being able to move in and through or in and out of the US and Canada much easier, much effortlessly is what it feels like. But it feels like Canada's still remaining with their own structures, I guess I can say, based off of this. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So it does feel like though right now, seeing that Two of Wands as well, that's like planting that seeds that's in, you know, going two different paths, right? Or having the option of two different paths here. So it does feel like, you know, it's like, okay, is Canada going to embrace more independence and sovereignty, or is it going to be ruled by global political shifts, that sort of thing? So I do think that you know, the people feel really overwhelmed here, but there is a sense of, I do see a connection and a breakthrough with the Knight of Swords here when it comes to Canada and the US. But seeing it become the 51st state, I still see Canada based off of this right now, just a perspective. I still see Canada having its own structures is what it looks like. But there has to be a whole reevaluation, like the whole, maybe we'll look into next the political aspect and the change. You know, Justin is on its way out here. So let's see what's coming out here when it comes to the upcoming, what I think in middle of March, they're supposed to be looking at having a new winner for the new prime minister, or who's going to be stepping in here. But it does feel like Canada's about to move forward at a pace here. I don't know if everyone's going to be happy with the alignment or the direction, but again, you know, it's knowing that the real power really is held within the people. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised with this energy too if there is this could also actually represent to the with the 3 of Wands in reverse as well, like illegal immigrants being ushered out here quite fast here, or there's a reevaluation here when it comes to people that illegal immigrants, I guess we can say, because yeah, look at, we've got that Hermit in the past. People that are here illegally in Canada will be, it looks like, removed as well. So right now I'm actually seeing what looks like an image of an ultrasound, but I'm not getting that. I'm getting that this is kind of symbolic. It's like a rebirth happening. And since we were just kind of focusing on the energy of the US and Canada, again, I do think that this could be a rebirth of communities coming together. You know, when it comes to the people from the US and the people from Canada, there is a lot of communication communities coming together. So that's what I really get with that energy of what I'm seeing in there was a image of an ultrasound. So I'm seeing this as a rebirth for Canada. Okay, so let's look into, again, I think there is an upcoming, I don't know if I can call it an election. Let me just see here what date that is. So I found here, it says there was an announcement today here. This was actually posted today, March 2nd, that an election will be held on April 14th in the district of Halifax. Okay, so with that being said, let's pull some cards. I'm going to see what I can see in the crystal ball. As I was Googling this as well, let's see who is up. I have in the past seen Pierre Poilievre coming up as the Prime Minister. Now, that was a while ago, so let's see if that's still the same energy and what's happening with the potential upcoming leader for Canada. Now, I don't know exactly what this is, but it's just like the ball is almost being parted in 3 sections here. And when it comes to, let's see here, it just feels like a complete turn when it comes to the whole government and politicians. I know we have, I guess, some upcoming news here when it comes to Justin leaving the scenes here. And in the past, again, as I said before, I have seen Pierre Poilievre being the new Prime Minister. However, when I polled last time, because I did this one a little while ago, it's quite a few months ago, and then when I polled again asking on this, not too long ago, I was getting like 2 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles, like a lot of 2, like 2 different choices, and it was like really on the fence. So I'm like, okay, is the energy changing, and is there somebody new coming in? So instead of, I'm not going to spend for this video, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time pulling on each individual person. I know I've had some requests to look at. I think there was a new Jamie Batiste, or I'm sorry, I'm probably saying his name wrong, but I think he was a First Nations that was stepping up within the Liberal Party, but then I also read now he's endorsing Mark Carney, so I don't know if he's still running for the next to take Justin's place. So let me ask the tarot. Let's see here if we can get some clarity. I'm going to look and ask the question, what's the energy of Pierre Poilievre being, let's say, the new Prime Minister of Canada? What does that look like? Spirit, can you give us some insight on, will Pierre Poilievre be a Prime Minister of Canada? The Devil. 8 of Wands. I don't know if he has a situation where there is somebody that comes in temporarily, but if he is, I don't think I see him being I don't know if I see him being the Prime Minister for a long time here. There's something about a reevaluation here. Who's going to be the new Prime Minister, Spirit? What do we have? Who will the new Prime Minister be? Knight of Wands. 7 of Swords, the Hermit. Well, I'll tell you one thing, there's absolutely going to be a heck of a lot of disclosure about probably multiple politicians here. Like heavy secrets coming out, you guys. I'm sure you can guess who. I mean, I'm sure everyone has some, things in their closet with all politicians, but especially with Justin. This is a lot of lies, a lot of manipulation, and it is being exposed. So I'm not sure if Mark Carney, I'm not sure if Pierre has a role for a short amount of time here, but I don't get anything really long-term, let's say, when it comes to this energy, which is interesting. And the Knight of Wands in reverse too. Interesting. Let me see what I can see in the crystal ball and see if I can get any other clear messages. I'm okay. So I see like two men standing next to each other, but again, these are not clear images. I see usually a lot of the time when I see people in the crystal ball, it's like their outline. So it feels like what I'm seeing is like there's two men here, and there's also a woman standing on the other side. Interesting. So it's a sense of, it's like, I feel like this woman, I don't know if she's short, but she's like, I'm short but I'm mighty. Like there's this sense of such a leadership coming out of this one little image. It's really interesting. So I don't know, we'll have to see. I really don't know. I'm not getting a super secure energy right now saying Pierre will be the next prime minister, even though I did get that in the past. Who knows, there could be somebody new coming up here over the next year that really takes the lead here. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at, okay, the next prime minister for Canada. What will their true intentions be? What can you tell us, Spirit? What will this next prime minister's true intentions be for Canada? Will they actually lead, let's say, have genuine intentions and be more aligned with the people? What is this next leader? What is this next leader? What qualities do they have here? Maybe it's a woman. Look it, we got the Queen of Pentacles here. We do have a Knight of Wands. Yes. Okay, this is crazy. There was two men in the crystal ball standing next to each other, and there was a woman standing by herself. Nine of Pentacles. That's that Empress energy. It's like there's a sense that, look at her. She's exposing all of this stuff, you guys. Devil on the back. I'm really drawn to this right now because in the crystal ball, there was two men standing right next to each other, like shoulder to shoulder. And then there's this little woman standing off to the side, looking up at them. Queen of Pentacles here and Nine of Pentacles right in the middle. I don't know, maybe we have a female prime minister in the future here. But what I do get is from this energy, it is a sense of like serious. She is serious and she is going to show, look at, she's exposing the devil here. She's exposing it, you guys. So I get a really good energy and it feels like Canada is headed into a whole new energy, a whole new change, okay? So I guess that's what I can say. Sorry, I don't have more like specifics on like who this is, but I'm just seeing the shadows in the crystal ball. So we'll have to see how this unravels over the next, so many months here and in 2025. But it does look like there is, I'm wondering if there's like somebody that is temporary. Well, I guess that would make sense. Again, you guys will have to let me know because sometimes when it comes to politics, I don't know all the ins and outs of them. So again, somebody's taking Justin's place, right? This have to be from the Liberal Party, so maybe Mark Carney takes his place, for example, but then is only kind of prime minister for a short while is what I might be getting a little bit of a picked up on energy, I guess you can say, because it feels like even pulling for Pierre, I feel like he did have a lot of momentum going, but it doesn't look like he's going to be like a longer term prime minister unless he steps in for a short amount of time, but then it's turned over to maybe this Queen of Pentacles. I don't know, really interesting. But let's keep going. Maybe I'll have to do more of a specific video on this and see if I can dig deeper, but this is kind of Canada for 2025, and energies coming out. So let's move on and see what else I can get so we don't get stuck on the whole politics for the entire video here. Because I was seeing, again, I have really wanted to keep this card out, and there's something really unique about it. Treasure Island, we have the beautiful little turtle there swimming in the water. So there could be some actual things that are found within the water within Canada. I don't know if this is by the island. I mean, some really amazing places off the island there in Canada on the let's say the west coast here. I was trying to see if I can see anything within the oceans, but what I'm seeing right now is just beautiful flowers, you guys. They're blossoming. How pretty is that? So that could even represent something happening this spring. I don't know what's happening this spring. What is this about, Spirit? What are these about? What are these blossoming flowers all about? It's almost like there's an energetic shift within the ley lines of Canada, and it changes the alignment, the alignment. Let me see what I can get on this. All right, so with these blossoming flowers, and I'm seeing again certain, let's say, I'm going to refer to them as like ley lines across Canada. There's a sense of an activation within them. And within this activation, it is shifting Canada and the land around it into a new frequency, okay? So there's a sense of renewal. Remember, I keep strongly seeing the image of the, I guess, ultrasound, and you can see it's just fertility, it's birth. There's so much rich energy coming up when it comes to Canada. What is the overall energy, Spirit, when it comes to Canada here? Let's just pull a couple cards. These blossoming flowers, what does this represent? Look at that Page of Wands with the blossoming wand here. That's exactly it. There's actually, you know what is so cool? There is this, what looks like 2 leaves, just like that coming out of the crystal ball. So cool. The Chariot. Yes, we are moving forward to, and we have the Empress, fertility, rebirth, you guys. This is so nice. This is so nice. So, let's see here. So, I have to say, you guys, Canada is waking up. You know, listen to this. You can hear the birds. I don't know if you can hear them, but I can hear the birds chirping. It's like the last week I've woke up. It's interesting. I even said I got out of my car just a couple days ago and it smelled like flowers, blossoming flowers. The thing is, I looked around and there's no flowers. It was so incredible. So I don't know where these flower smells coming from. It could just be maybe an energetic imprint I'm picking up on, but there was also bees everywhere, and it's just like this new blossoming of energy. So from what I'm getting with this, with Canada, you guys, again, people are waking up, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that start to work with the earth, work with the land. This could be farming. I'm getting a big farming energy. Look at looks like she's sitting in the crops there. So it could actually represent a blossoming of agriculture, farmland, that sort of thing. So really beautiful. This is just the beginning of a shift. I feel like 2025 is going to be quite a bit of rapid progress in activating the lines or the ley lines within Canada here. Very neat. So I would say expect some impulsive, like, or let's say just energetic acceleration with nature itself here. This could be literally maybe the blossoming of the beautiful flowers. Fertility and rebirth, you guys. All right, so again, nurture that energy. There is something about like indigenous knowledge here as well, and earth-based spirituality is really going to play a critical role in anchoring into Canada from what I can see. Very beautiful. All right, let's keep going and see what else we can see here. I really wanted to see if anything was coming out when it comes to the waters here. So I am seeing like quite a bit of like discord in like urban centers, such as like the key areas that this isn't referring to just like Vancouver, for example. I'm seeing like across Canada, like Vancouver to, let's say, Toronto, I don't know, Montreal. It's like high urban or like urban areas or urban centers, I guess I can say. There's something about quite a bit of like discord in these areas. So I don't know if this is just an interference. I keep seeing the moon, you guys. The moon is not going away. So I'm thinking that I don't know if there's something unique that comes out pertaining to the moon in 2025, or maybe some hidden secrets about that. I have done a video on the moon, but this could be relating to moon cycles when there's a heightened intensity as well. I am seeing like the western areas of Canada, there could be some intense concerns when it comes to like water. I'm getting water here. And the northern Canada or northern coastal areas, like coastal areas in Canada. It's like a sense of almost, I'm seeing some people having to evacuate or leave certain areas just because it's unstable is what it's showing me. There's just too much in terms of maybe flooding of water, or there's too many like significant things that happen. I'm not necessarily seeing this as like lots of lives lost or anything, but there's a sense of seeing people having to almost evacuate or leave certain areas within Canada throughout 2025 here. And when we've seen that spring, this could relate to maybe something happening in the spring with all those flowers, because the blossoming leaves keep coming out here as well. Or I guess I should say blossoming flowers, not blossoming leaves. It just seems like, this was a big one when I did my 2025 like world predictions or energy report. A lot of it was just interesting or unusual weather, okay, you guys, and that's definitely coming up again, especially in Canada here. Again, I see some people having to leave and evacuate certain towns or areas within Canada. There is like, there could be some pretty big heat waves this year as well. I'm wondering if there is like, I don't know what, I'm seeing like a big mountain here. This could refer to the mountain areas, but I'm actually getting more of like a, maybe some volcanic activity near the whole, maybe Alaska region, BC, kind of Pacific Northwest, let's say. That's coming out very strongly here. Yeah. Okay, let's see what else. So this is kind of interesting. I'm seeing like a vortex of water kind of forming in like BC's interior, and it actually, there's something about this that has it's like healing water. Okay, and it actually links up. I don't know if this is a download coming in from Sarah, but I've connected with a let's say galactic, like Pleiadian, Assyrian consciousness, and one thing she heavily talks about is working with water here. Okay, anchoring light codes in the water. She says water is extremely like programmable, okay? And there's something about, I don't know, this is like somewhere in BC's interior, there is a vortex of water in that area that is pushing out healing activations, if that's kind of what I'm getting. There's something about this vortex of water that is very healing. Interesting. Okay. This is fascinating, you guys. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Again, lots of like unusual storms and activity here, especially in the like over the coastal areas, or I guess like in like the prairie provinces. Yeah, quite a bit of unusual storms happening there this year. Most of them are manipulated from what I can see, or there is an attempt to manipulate the weather patterns here. I am seeing, it's like, to me, it looks like the Aurora Borealis, and it's like these plasma-based, let's say, anomalies are coming out of the skies as well. So there could be, again, some more sightings throughout 2025. Yeah, especially around, I'm seeing like the lakes, like mountains and lakes. So you could be looking at like the interior, even Saskatchewan, Manitoba areas, showing, I'm like seeing like fast moving anomalies as well. So it's almost like throughout Canada as well, like each province, each area, region has certain sightings that are happening, which is interesting. I wonder if there's going to be like a bunch of different provinces or regions saying like reporting these sightings around the same time. Hmm. All right, lovely souls. Well, let's maybe pull a couple more tarot cards and kind of go from there. I was hoping to get a little bit more from the waters, but I'm not getting a whole lot at this moment. So I'm going to pull the tarot on this treasure island, and we'll see what else we can get when it comes to the waters for Canada for 2025. I'm actually going to take a step back. We're actually going to do, before I look into the waters, I'm going to end it with that. I want to look into, again, the economy more within the tarot and see if we can dig into that. Because before I was really getting a huge restructuring, and I was seeing, I guess you can say a light at the end of the tunnel, especially when it comes to the housing market towards the end of 2025 or moving into the fall. So let's take a look. Let's get a tarot spread on the economy for the rest of 2025 for Canada here. Let's look at the economy spirit for Canada for 2025. What's the overall energy? The main challenges, unexpected events. What do we have? What does the end of the year outlook look like? Will it stabilize? I am super happy to see that. Ace of Pentacles as the outcome, but we're going to dive into this in more detail here. All right, so 2025 again is a restructuring year, all right? And this is really where the financial paradigms are being challenged here. And it's a sense of there's going to be a push for also global economic, I feel like, integrations that will meet some resistance here. So there is a growing movement for like a decentralized, more sovereign energy and system, but it's still going to be a little bit of a push-pull tug-of-war here is what it looks like. So I don't necessarily see like the economy collapsing, but it is shifting and in ways where it's going to test stability models, okay? And it feels like opportunities will arise, absolutely, for those who kind of think outside of the box here. So I think that the global banking system will still attempt for deeper control, especially with this energy. So what I'm seeing for like a bit of a breakdown, and then we'll dive into the tarot a little bit more here. It's like the first half of 2025 are going to be pretty intense for the economy and what's going on a political and, let's say, political and economical scale here. I mean, we're going to really see pressure with the tariffs and negotiatives and all of that stuff, and interest rates I feel like will shift and create a bit of relief is what I was seeing in the past, and we'll start to recalibrate. So that is really good, and I still do see that happening. So I think February, from like the beginning of 2025 until the summer in June, I would say it's quite erratic, it's quite unstable, it's a little all over the place here, but it does feel like as we shift into the mid to late 2025s, there are adjustments that will have like more of a clear economical path is what I'm seeing. Okay, so certain industries, especially with I guess technology, you can say, will absolutely rise. I feel like job markets will become more resilient. And it's a nicer energy here. I don't have my Four of Wands, which is usually my card talking about the housing market. But I have seen like by the end of this year or moving into the fall, winter of 2025, things are looking up. It's like there is relief. There is like that light at the end of the tunnel. So that's good to see that here. I mean, digital currency discussions feel like a big topic as well, and I feel like it'll intensify, especially for the first half of 2025. But let's kind of dive into more of these specific cards and see what they can tell us. Because if we look at the Queen of Cups right now, this is in the energy, the overall energy of the economy. And to me, this is a phase of recalibration. I mean, the Queen of Cups is all about intuition. This is nurturing, right? So it's nurturing different approaches when it comes to the economy. So I feel like we will start to see a shift in, let's say, so-called leaders. Again, never put all your power in the leaders. The people truly do have the power, but there is a sense of there will be more leaderships that are, let's say, more heart-centered moving forward. I feel like they'll have more of a compassionate approach is what it looks like, okay? So and this could also be happening because of such a significant amount of people coming together, okay? They are standing up. They are absolutely standing up. So the main challenge, we got the King of Swords in reverse. Corruption, corruption, corruption. Main challenge, corruption. I don't think I have anything else to say. Again, it's governments, corporations struggling because the truth and transparency is really coming out. It's happening, and they're not able to take hold on such, a strong hold on the people as they used to. So it does look like there's going to be leaderships taking, or lacking accountability here as well. So again, trust your discernment or trust your intuition, use discernment, because there still is going to be pushed false narratives with that energy. Still corruption, you guys. Key opportunities that we have comes up as the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this is, to me, showing that there's opportunities coming, but confidence is pretty low, especially when we look at how, the current leader has completely just disrupted and destroyed, right? I really don't need to say much more. It's a sense of people kind of they don't have a whole lot of confidence in leadership, and it makes sense, right? Because look at what has happened. So there is an economic power shift, I feel like, behind the scenes that will thrive, but a really big message for everyone here is stay adaptable, okay? Because there are new opportunities coming, but it does take adaptability. For example, look at AI. How many people are absolutely against it and stubborn, and they want nothing to do with maybe computers or AI systems. And it's like, okay, well, you know what, it's not going anywhere. So there's a sense of you can use it and adapt with it. I'm not saying to believe everything, because so many things are AI generated, there's so many false narratives. And yes, I do think there is still that push to pretty much make people become walking zombies and just fill them with chips and brain trips and all that stuff. So yes, use your discernment and stand up where it's needed, but there's a sense of being adaptable, because that's just the where life is headed. So I'm not talking just specifically AI, but I'm just giving it as an example, I guess you can say. And there's a sense of, yes, there's opportunities when the economy comes out here, with new, let's say, new programs and initiatives, but it's really being adaptable within that. So I feel like leadership's still going to be shaky for 2025, but I did see a really positive change. Okay, there's something. And we have a queen here as well. So this is kind of a woman-driven energy. This is a feminine energy, having that compassionate feminine touch, right? But a lot of people kind of, they're still not trusting and having confidence in that. So as we kind of move forward, unexpected shift, you guys. Dun, dun, dun. 8 of Cups. So this is a departure from the old systems into something new. Phenomenal, you guys. Okay, maybe there's even some treasures. Like, look at this. Treasure Island still keeps looking at me in the face. There could be actual, like, maybe treasures or relics. This is programs of wealth coming back to the people here. And this is the people right here in terms of unexpected events. Just when you think it's like, here we are, we have no confidence, but at the same time, it's forcing people to look at things with a different perspective and come together. And then bang, look at that. Transitions, they leave an old system. So this is a significant shift in global alliances, in trade agreements, resources. Like it's a huge step in the right direction. Okay, so when we look at kind of the outlook for the end of the year and the advice, again, manipulation, this is kind of false promises. So again, watch out for that. Watch out for, leaders that are, claiming they can fix everything so fastly. Or it's like, yeah, just, it's a sense of just use your discernment, because I think that there could be some people that come in and think that they can change the entire economy and change all of Canada within a matter of a night. And that's not what's happening. It's a slow and steady process here. And somebody who's like trying to, just spew out false promises, be aware of that. Okay, so it's kind of the illusion. Things aren't what they seem, and I want to say avoid, okay, when it comes to the economy, avoid quick fix financial schemes. That's what I get there. Okay, so I want you guys to know that there is new financial opportunities emerging here despite the challenges. Okay, so Canada's economy will find a fresh foundation, and it is looking up, but it still is going to take, this is long term, you guys. This isn't something that unfortunately will be all fixed by 2025. This is going to be a bit of a restructuring of the systems into something completely new. But I do think, kind of like as a summary here, by the end of the year, we will see more stability and programs and a lot of new structures emerging for the economy. Okay. Whew. All right. So with that being said, where did my tarot deck go? Oh, okay. Like, I lost my tarot deck. It vanished. All right, let's pull a final card here. Let's find a final spread here and just see what else is going on. I was curious about this water and the Treasure Island. What can you tell us, Spirit, about Treasure Island when it comes to this oracle? Is there anything coming out for Canada that we need to know at this time? All right. justice. Dun, dun, dun. Three of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, the Chariot, and the World, you guys. So what I'm getting is the corrupt, the elite. Guess what? There's justice for what they have done. Ace of Swords right in the middle, moving forward with a whole new world, a whole new energy here. So I absolutely see, you know, a lot of these individuals that have caused a significant amount of, let's say, crimes and all of the above, awful things that things have been done. There is a justice coming towards this energy as well. I don't think they're just going to get away with it, as most of these corrupt individuals have been able to do for so long. There is a sense that justice is being paid here, and look at this, it will be exposed as well, moving forward into a whole new cycle. So the earth, the world, the consciousness, the collective, we are all headed into a brand new cycle with that world as the outcome. So 2025 is going to be an interesting year, and it's a year of endings. It's a year of all of this exposure. So I'm sure we're going to be talking about it again more, but when we look at that with the Treasure Island card, it's a sense of, like, look at that justice there. And when we look at justice, just in a sense of, let's say, fairness coming back to the people as well. This is about accountability. This is karmic balancing, I guess you can say, but it could be a lot of like legal matters again for 2025. A lot of these, let's say, so-called elites are being taken in, being tried. There is justice for this. And then when we look at this, and I'm thinking as well with Treasure Island, it's like, look at finding this treasure in the middle of nowhere. Again, this could absolutely indicate something being found in the water off the islands of Canada here. But on a symbolic level, I think that this could absolutely refer to, let's say, a sign that abundance is closer than you think, you guys. But I also want you guys to know that a lot of this is coming from within. When you position yourself internally to set yourself up to win, regardless of what's happening externally here, you're gonna win here. Okay, so this is symbolizing unexpected windfalls. This is gifts. This is prosperity, and you know, efforts coming back. So it wouldn't surprise me if towards the end of this year we'll also see more initiatives like programs when it comes to financial, maybe assistance or something of that got matter. Okay, so it feels like hidden wealth. And it's kind of bringing me back to that whole like the gold at Fort Knox. I was gonna do a video on that, but I have not yet. So I'm wondering if they uncover a bunch of gold and treasures that are dispersed or released to the people, because it's the people's wealth. It's not to be held up and, you know, held up by a few high-level elites here. That's not how it's supposed to be. So again, I mean, there's a lot of aligning that has to happen, alignments that are happening for 2025 and balancing things out. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's some amazing, let's say, financial even opportunities for the collective happening, especially in Canada here. Okay, back of the card is exchanging gifts, and this also talks about the potential of Canada entering into even more of like a bartering system too. It's like sharing wealth with each other, you know, not having to rely specifically on physical money. Okay, those are the old days, and that system is changing. So that's what I have for you guys. I mean, let me know if you have any specific questions. I know some of you guys wanted me to do a poll on some specific, let's say, politicians, so I may save that for another video. But again, if anything sparked your attention, let me know. Comment down below if there's anything you want me to pull on specifically. I'm sending you guys so much love and light as always. And until next time, bye for now.